Hey guys, welcome back for day 56 of completing my 20s. If you are new here, this is a series of an average 20-year-old guy just living life, sharing advice, hoping to provide some type of value to other 20-year-olds or anybody who might be interested in my content as I go through these years. And I've been doing this for about for 56 days exactly now. But if you watched my video yesterday, I didn't get too many, but if you're watching new here, I'm starting a new type of series. Sorry, that was my dog. Not series, but a new type of structure for this channel where I actually talk about something rather than just checking in. If you've been watching, you know I've just been doing check-ins and things like that. But now I want to actually provide something for you guys. So for day two, the title of this one is pretty much what I want with my 20s, like what I want to become and what I want by the end of my 20s. And hoping, so if you're watching this, you can, you want the same things. You know, I don't want people who don't want what I want in my 20s. It doesn't have to be your 20s, it can be your 30s, but for me, I'm in my 20s. I'm literally 20 years old. So it's bad. That's kind of my target audience, but anybody's free to watch. But anyway, sorry, I'm getting carried away. Going through my 20s and just sharing things to pretty much be where I want to be by the time I'm 30, some would say. And then I also want to go over some of my biggest fears along this path. So I want to start out with being financially stable. This is my big. Okay, actually, let me start first with my health. This is my most important thing to me is my health, because you can have all the money, you can have the best relationships, but if your body is not in the good condition, then none of that matters. And when I say good health, I don't mean certain weight goals, eating certain foods. What I mean is I want to be in the gym for the rest of my life, and that starts off with doing it for the next 10 years, pretty much until I'm 30. So if you've been watching, you know that's one thing I do 5 days a week, every week. But if you're new here, I do it 5 days a week. And my biggest thing when I very first got into the gym was to be in this for the long run. I wasn't looking to make gains quick. I didn't want to get huge, super big. I want to do this for the rest of my life because I see people who are older and unhealthy, and I want to be healthy, mobilized, and be able to move as good as I can when I'm as old as possible. And then pretty much this includes my disciplined effort to try and be 175 to 185 by the end of this year, by the end of 2026. Or beginning of 2026, end of 2025. Um, Moving on, these are no specific order. These are just things that I want out of my 20s. So I hope to reach this a lot sooner, obviously, than my 30s, but I want to be mentally calm, not just when life is good, but when it's messy too. I want to hold myself back from getting angry. Obviously, you can't help the feeling of getting angry, but I want to be careful in how I react so I can be a warm light so people don't know me as the guy who gets mad or frustrated easily. I want people to know me as the guy who never gets mad, who stays calm in stressful situations, and who can take anything thrown at them. That's my goal, and I'm trying to work on it. I keep it in my mind, but I could definitely do better. And I don't know if I'll ever perfect this, but I do. It starts with thinking about it and planning for it and trying to work on it. So that's another one of my goals. And then my finances are very important to me. So right now I just work full time. That's my main source of income. So my goal is just to save from where I make my money, my 40 hours a week. And obviously, if I ever make money off of this, I want to save that and just keep saving until I can reach as much money as I can. My short term goal is to have 10,000 by the end of 2026. Um, or no, by 2026. I don't know. By the end of 2025, by 2026, I want to have 10K, which I have 6,000 currently. So I'm pretty, I think, actually I have about 7,000 now. So I'm very close to that goal. So I think I'm going to switch that to about 15 to 20K. And yeah, so that's my financial goal. And so those are like some of my goals and structures on my life that I need to maintain throughout these next 10 years of my life. Because that's when it matters. But now switching over to something that's a little different and more personable is I want to go skydiving at least once this year, hoping to do it by September on my birthday. Just to remind myself that fear doesn't own me, and I can do anything. I want to be able to do as much and as I want to be able to do as many things as possible, especially the things that people are scared to do, people who are not confident in doing. I want to do those things, and I want to remind myself that I can literally do anything if I put my mind to it. So that's that. I want to. I already talked about never quitting the gym, and so I don't need to be perfect. I just want to be proud of who I'm becoming. I've wasted time chasing stuff that didn't last when I was younger, going through my teenage years, and I'm not doing that anymore. Everything I just listed, it's not just a goal, it's a standard for me. So I'm not there yet. I'm not even close. But the difference now is I'm not trying to rush it. I'm trying to show up every day like I did today. So I'm not going to wait for my 30s to figure it out. I'm doing it now. Um, I'm growing, I'm grinding. And so my biggest failure right now, and if you ask me, this should be everybody's biggest failure. I mean, biggest fear is failure. That's the only thing that should scare you in this world, and even it shouldn't scare you, but that should be. I don't care. It's not heights. It's not spiders. It's failure because my biggest fear is becoming 30, 40, 50, unhealthy, no money, and I failed at life and have nothing to provide to anybody, nothing valuable, and I just left with nothing. I never saw my full capabilities, and being young, a lot of people, like when you're young you want to be a superhero. I never lost that mindset. I just transferred it into something that's realistic, but I kept that same size of a goal that I want to become great. And so if you're watching this and you want to become great and your biggest fear is failure, stay tuned with me, keep up with me, and I promise we'll all make it together in this community that I build on this journey of completing my 20s. So thank you guys so much for watching again, and I will catch you guys for day 57.